All right, so the Met Gala just happened. Do you know anything about this thing? Because I don't know anything about it. Do you follow it?
The only thing I know is that celebrities dress up and it's like a one-upper.
Yes. Okay.
I'd assume it benefits the Met.
It absolutely benefits. Okay, you already.
But that's it.
You're sophisticated. Done. Podcast episode over. That's awesome.
No, but like, why does it even like? What's the whole point of it?
This is what we're going to talk about. I had to learn all this stuff. Yes.
Besides supporting the Met.
Yeah.
Like, I assume that's where it started, but I don't even.
That's absolutely how it started. Okay, I got to paint a picture for you so we can hook. We got to hook our audience. Okay, 1948, World War II just ended, and we're in New York, of course. Duh. New York's in what we call, I guess, rebuild mode after the war. We're going to say, and this woman named Eleanor Lambert. Do you know who Eleanor Lambert is? Neither did I. A fashion publicist. No one ever heard of her, so don't worry about it. Apparently decides to throw a little dinner party at midnight.
Oh.
At midnight to raise money for a museum at the time that nobody had even heard of. Okay? Not the Met, different museum.
Okay.
Tickets were $50 each, which kind of, to be honest, $50 back then
was a lot of money.
It's like $600 today.
Yeah.
So that was my first sort of like, oh shit, this is for rich people, right? So
was Eleanor rich?
No, so she wasn't. But the whole idea was to get like the rich Manhattan socialites together and help out this little museum. So anyway, that unremarkable $50 dinner is a thing that eventually became the whole Met Gala. Do you want to guess how much the Met Gala charges today for a seat? Spoiler, it's not $50.
Well, I figured it's not 50.
$75,000.
Wow, to attend.
A ticket.
Wow.
Yes.
Do they charge celebrities that, or do they get to go for free because they're the promo?
No. They are charging.
Wow.
Right? And here's the thing. It's not like you can even get, like, you got to be on the in list. You can't even buy a ticket until you're approved to buy a ticket.
To buy a ticket.
Oh, yeah. So it's some serious shit, right? There's like somebody in charge of who's really allowed to go and who's allowed to spend their $75,000. So keep listening because here's what we're going to learn. This is what we're promising. First, how the $50 fundraiser turned into the most exclusive event on the planet. Amanda, did you know it generates twice as much media attention as the Super Bowl?
Really?
I never knew that because I'm not in this club. Right. Okay. Second, the whole is fashion really considered art debate that has been going on literally for years and years. The Met is finally taking a stand. This year, they did it.
Oh.
We're going to talk about that. And finally, we're going to talk about how the woman who runs this whole thing is like some sort of freaking dictator, approves every outfit, even banned Donald Trump from ever showing up again.
Wow, he went at some point.
How's that for? He went a lot. Like 2004, 2012. He went a lot.
Oh.
Yes, they got banned. Banned. So this is going to be a good one. All right. Welcome back to Sort of Sophisticated, the podcast where culture, curiosity, and chaos collide. I'm Pete, and with me, as always, is Amanda.
Hello, everybody. I'm very excited, Pete.
I like the way you said, hello, everybody. Why are you excited today? Why?
Because this is fascinating. Like, I need to know more about this woman who has all this power.
Oh, my. So this is going to be a story about 3 women.
3?
Well, because the woman who started it.
Yeah.
Then there's like a woman who continued in between, and then we're going to talk about the one who's the current. Though this is woman power times 10. This is quite remarkable, the story. So I'll be honest, I wasn't super into this when I started doing the research, but I was like, okay, I have to get out of my box. I know shit about the Super Bowl, but if this thing generates twice as much media attention as the Super Bowl, I need
learn more. Here
to
we
learn.
are.
And so this is what we did. So here we are. But first we got to do official title. So official title is, it's a public museum, so why can't you get in?
Oh,
dun,
that's a good title. Good title.
I know, I thought so.
But what's our word of the week?
Should we even do Word of the Week anymore?
I know. I think we skipped it like 3 weeks.
2 weeks in a row.
Oh,
we screwed up accoutrements. We screwed up prepend. I feel terrible. I go back, I'm editing episodes. It's not in there. I'm thinking maybe I should just AI it in. I don't know. This totally sucks. Okay, our Word of the Week this week is, let's get this right, velleity. Velleity.
Huh.
I don't know. You got anything? Velleity?
Itty small? I don't know.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. It means a wish or an inclination that is so small.
Oh.
You are right.
Oh,
that you never actually do anything about it. Like my velleity to learn Spanish every year.
Oh.
Like I always commit that I'm going to learn Spanish and I never do because it's
but your wish or inclination isn't that small. Like you want to do it.
But I'm not doing it. So like I'm not actually doing anything about it.
Okay,
right.
Fair.
I think I just like the idea of saying I'm going to keep learning Spanish more than actually doing Spanish. I mean, I do Duolingo, but like what's that? 5 minutes a day, right? Like it sucks. Okay. All right. Velleity.
Okay.
Do we got this?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, Pete.
What?
My velleity on the Met Gala is
High or low? What do we got?
Super low.
Super low. Okay. We got,
so pique my interest.
Okay.
Tell me all about this.
I feel like that's my job every week. Okay. Before we start, if you like what you're listening to, hit subscribe and follow us. New episodes come out weekly on any of your favorite podcast platforms. We'd love to have you along. Thank you. Okay. So before we do any history, Amanda, I got a PSA this whole thing.
Okay.
Because I know absolutely what everybody's thinking, including you, because I was thinking the same thing and I'm just projecting. So why are we doing an episode on the Met Gala when it's just a bunch of rich people getting dressed up and going to dinner?
Well, I mean, I get why we're doing it because it's pop culture. People talk about
it. Right,
but
we're trying to go deeper than that. So I was sort of having my moment of like.
But I'm sure there's history.
Yeah.
There's
there
history
is.
with everything.
Right. So I'm Jedi mind tricking us because
okay.
I feel like that's what we should be doing.
All right, here we are.
Which, by the way, why didn't we do an episode on? It's literally May the 4th. Why didn't we do an episode on Star Wars?
I don't know. You got to talk to the guy who picks our podcast episodes.
I think
he has a better.
I think somebody needs to have a long, hard talk with that guy. All right, fine. Okay, here's my Jedi mind trick. So the Met Gala is technically a fundraiser for a public museum.
Yes,
right?
The
okay,
Met.
Technically, yes. Metropolitan Museum of Art, New York. It's not private. Anything. Anybody can go. And the Costume Institute, the department that the Met Gala is actually raising money for, has something like 30,000 different clothes or like costumes or outfits, whatever like historical ones, like for like hundreds and hundreds of years now, like a really long time. So like things people wore, by the way. This isn't just like bullshit from movie theaters, right? This is like what people really wore in like old times. So theoretically, all that stuff is there for the general public to see. And technically, if a bunch of rich people want to buy $75,000 tickets to dress up for one night, we're all benefiting because rich people decided to help subsidize us being able to get into the museum for free. So I'm arguing it's a good thing, even though it's totally snobby.
Oh, okay.
Does this make sense?
Yes.
That's my Jedi mind trick. Is that fair?
Yes. So wait, does the Met Gala then fund the whole museum?
So, no.
Or just the department?
Just that department. So only one part. So I thought, okay, well, wait a second. If it's funding the whole museum, that's amazing. But really, it's just that Costume Institute part.
But why do they need so much money?
It's expensive. This thing's huge. It's in New York City. It's land. It's taxes. You know, it's insane. I don't know. Whatever. Okay. This was like a lot of rabbit hole digging to figure this whole thing out. So the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, like the Met, it's like what? A top 5 museum in the world.
Yes.
Okay. Enormous. Millions and millions and millions of different pieces on display. Incredible. Okay. Have you ever been in?
I've not been in. We've took a picture on the front steps to say that we've been to the Met, but we did not go.
But you didn't want to go in. Well, the girls were too small.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have not been in, like I was a kid. I was a teenager when I went. So I got to go back. But anyway, okay. So since the whole thing's free, it's got to pay for itself. Do you have any idea what the actual...
but it's not free.
It is. So technically it's free for New York residents, New Jersey residents, Connecticut residents. Everybody else has to pay $30 to get in.
I was going to say.
But $30 to get into the Met, that's not... And by the way, that only started happening like, I don't know, in the last like 10 or 15, 20
years.
Years. Something like, it
okay,
wasn't that long ago.
Okay.
It was free for a very long time. Up until at least the 2000s, it was free.
So is it not funded by like taxes? Because you said that it was these 3 states that are able to go in for free. So I would assume subsidized by taxes?
Right. So that's what I thought too. But it's really only like 15% of their actual operating. But do you know what the operating budget is for the Met? Annually?
No.
$300 million a year.
Wow.
$300 million to operate this stupid thing. Right. Okay. I shouldn't say stupid thing. It's amazing. Don't get me wrong. It's incredible. So 15% comes from taxes. The feds like chip in a little bit, but like that's sort of it. The other 85% comes from massive endowments that have been around now. I mean, think about it, for like 150 years. So like rich people donating their life savings, whatever, to this, like over the years and years and years. And then the rest sort of comes from regular rich people, like they're donating now, and then just admissions, like the $30 tickets, the gift store, the whatever restaurants, blah, 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 blah.
Well, question, hold on. Before you go a little bit further.
Yeah.
When you say endowment, like just for everyone who's listening, basically it's a fund that people will donate money to.
Yes.
And then they will use that fund invested in somehow in order to create a revenue stream.
Correct.
For
and because that developed literally 150 years ago, that endowment, you can imagine, is massive now.
Well, it would have to be because it sounds like they need about 250 million.
They need 250 comes from endowments alone out of the
crazy.
300 million.
That's crazy.
And then the 50 million comes from like the taxes and all the other crap. Right.
Right. So we're talking billions of dollars.
Yeah, because the Met's endowment. So I looked that up because I was freaking out. The Met's endowment right now is worth $3.5 billion. So like what you take 5-7% of that every year, $250 million. Yeah, you know that.
That's crazy.
It's incredible. Okay, so I got to go back to the whole Costume Institute part. So they don't get any of that money. That's why they have to have the Met Gala, because
But are they the same building?
Yeah, so they are now. So they weren't, but we're going to talk about that. So go back all the way to the beginning when we were talking about, is fashion really art? I don't know.
It is now.
This gets really weird. So a long story short is the Costume Institute wanted to become part of the Met, and the deal was they could join, back in 1946, 48. I think it was like 46, yeah. But they had to fund themselves. And they agreed because they were like, we really want to do this because this whole problem is nobody considered fashion art at the time. It's clothes. It's not like paintings and sculptures and like artifacts.
It's a way of expression.
Huh?
It's a way of expression.
Oh, okay. Well, you're buying that. I wasn't buying it. Okay, right.
Oh, really?
So
Huh.
the Met decides clothes can be there, but they're going to pay for themselves. And since literally all the way back then, nobody ever decided to renegotiate. So the Met Gala has to raise all its own funds for the Costume Institute.
And how much usually is that?
$30 million.
Wow.
They make annually.
Dang.
$30 million on that dinner. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible how they do this whole thing.
But what's fascinating is I feel like someone really should renegotiate that because of the Met Gala. That is how people know the Met.
Right.
So,
right. So you would
which is so funny because I immediately thought Met Gala, it funds the Met, but it doesn't.
Not
it
at all.
Funds the Costume
No.
Institute.
And little by little, they've been getting in. It started as a completely separate entity. And then they were like allowed to like be in the building and so on and so forth. And they're like working their way up. All right. Also, super random rabbit hole I went down when I was looking at like the whole Met Gala stuff. Apparently Vogue, because that's who like, runs this. Yeah. They run this whole thing now. They make their own separate revenue off of this now. So the $30 million comes from like the $75,000 that, ticket, and that goes to the Met. But Vogue, through advertising, the red carpets, the sponsorship, all that shit, social media, they're getting their cut. So I'm arguing Vogue is generating at least, if not more revenue just for their company because of what they're selling from an advertising perspective, right? They don't get any of the ticket money, but they get all their other money because they were smart enough to figure out how. So my guess is about equal. $30 million Vogue, $30 million Met. It's incredible.
It is a money maker, is what you're saying. One night,
does it
$60 million.
I know, just like that, right? And then, like you said, to a point of like media attention, the fact that it gets so much media attention, like way more than Super Bowl.
Well, that's advertisement. That's how,
Yeah. So this year, this is where it's all coming to a head, right? Because this year, this is sort of why I picked it. They're finally like taking a stand on the whole fashion is art debate, right? Where you were saying, well, fashion is sort of considered art. And I'm like, yeah, no, not even close. Yeah, no, the Met's decided. So it's kind of a big deal.
Well, it has to be art.
It happened. Spoiler, it happened. They're saying it's art.
So when did this all start?
So it all starts, actually, not 1946. I go back 10 years before, like 1936, 10 years before. So some woman named Irene Lewison started a museum at that time called the Museum of Costume Art just in New York. It was totally separate thing. But then in 1946, it ran into money problems and it couldn't pay for itself anymore because this woman was trying to figure this all out on her own. So she went to the Met and she's like, hey, can we merge with you? And they were like, yeah, but figure out how to fund all your own shit, right? So that's sort of how the whole concept started with this one lady, Irene Lewison. So
we tip our hats to Irene.
We do. Yeah. But go back even further to 1905, and this whole thing actually started as a community theater project. That's where it all went. So Irene, this woman, and her sister Alice were volunteers at a place called the Henry Street Settlement House, where they would teach theater and like dance classes to like poor immigrant children coming from Europe or wherever they were coming from to land in here.
They were teaching the arts.
They were teaching the arts. So the Lower East Side, that's exactly what they were doing, yes. And they needed costumes for all their little productions and plays, and I'd get a kick out of this whole thing, right? So one day they were like, oh my God, Irene and Alice, we have a lot of stuff now. This has like real historical value. Like maybe fashion designers could one day use it and study it and like learn from it and be inspired for like making new costumes and so on and so forth. So she created the Museum of Costume Art in 1937 that then turned into being part of the Met by 1946. Right. I thought that was kind of a cool little story. Okay, wait, where was I? Okay. So now the Costume Institute is now part of the Met for like 2 or 3 years, like 1946 to 1948. And then the first woman, Eleanor Lambert. This is the first of the 3 high-powered, awesome ladies that like changed the face of this whole thing. I guess she was sort of some sort of badass fashion publicist that nobody ever heard of in the 1940s, but whatever, right?
She was in the circles.
She was in the circle, right. So she decides if this thing's actually going to work, it needs real marketing. Like this is like serious visibility. So she's the one who decided to go do the midnight fundraiser, $50, all the rich people come, all the socialites. Yeah. It worked. She kept doing it. And that happened for like 20 years.
Did she run it for 20 years?
She ran it.
Wow.
Yes, she did, or her people did. Yes, absolutely. It was her. So she's a starter. And then the next woman comes in. Do you know the next woman's name? Do you know any of these women's names?
No.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I knew the last one. Okay. So the second woman that comes in is Diana Vreeland. So Diana Vreeland was the editor-in-chief of Vogue magazine in the 1970s.
Well, that would track. I should have guessed Vogue.
Yeah, so
that was bad.
Vogue was super famous by this time already. So was Diana Vreeland, like serious. So by 1972, Eleanor's out. Diana decides to become a special like consultant to the Costume Institute and decides she's going to help out. And from there, it just went bonkers. So first of all, she was the one who moved the whole exhibition or whatever up from the basement. So, I'm sorry, go back. So it was in the basement. So it moved from wherever it was in New York when Irene and Alice were doing it. To when Eleanor got a hold of it. She was able to get it into the basement. Okay. So now Diana Vreeland's like, yeah, no, we're not doing this thing in the basement. So she's like, bullshit, second-class citizen shit, right? So she moves the whole thing up to like a regular wing.
So now it's part of
Yes.
the museum.
Thank you very much. Sorry. And then she moves the actual annual dinner. So Eleanor was doing the dinners in like places around the city, like the Waldorf Astoria or the Rainbow Room or like wherever. But she moved it to inside the Met itself. So now people could say they had dinner, quote, inside the Met.
Yeah, it's a big
right?
deal.
She also had this genius idea. This woman was an absolute genius to invite famous people instead of just the New York socialites. So now way more high profile. So Elton John, Diana Ross, Cher, all these famous people from the 1970s start showing up, like real celebrities with real teeth, right? And then the biggest thing that she did was she started to match the theme, like the dinner party theme, with the theme of the exhibition they were deciding to show. Yes. So they were able to start to bring stuff together in a way that Eleanor wasn't doing yet. So Eleanor gets all the credit for jumpstarting it, but Diana is exponentially like blowing this. She's editor-in-chief of Vogue magazine. This woman's incredible, right? So like I was reading about this one thing where she did Russian costumes one year, and so she made the party theme Russian, but then remember the Disneyland episode we did with the Smellerator or whatever that thing?
Yeah.
So they pumped in perfume that was specifically Russian, whatever that, like through the air ducts. So like it would even smell like a Russian perfumed room. So the whole vibe came together. So
immersive is I think the word you're looking for.
Immersive. I like that. So she turned it into an event. She turned it into a
thing.
Yes.
Not just a dinner, but now it is a whole
thing. Right, now
thing.
It's a whole thing. Okay. So then that goes on another 20 years. So now whatever. I don't know exactly. Mid-70s to the mid-90s. Okay, 1995 or something like that. And this is where the third woman walks in.
Okay.
And maybe you said you didn't hear of her? Anna Wintour?
No.
Really?
No.
Okay, that's actually the one I did know. Okay. So she's still doing it now.
Okay.
So she has, I mean, it just went bonkers. Also editor-in-chief of Vogue.
So did she take over because Diana was no longer the
Didn't
editor-in-chief?
take over for her, just further on down the line.
Okay.
Yeah. So by mid-1990s, Anna was like by far the most powerful person in the fashion industry, like times 10. Not even close. So she takes over as chair of the Met Gala in 1995. And she's been doing it every year since then, like I said.
That's super cool. That like it's kind of this lineage of women who have just kind of like handed down the baton.
Yes.
So is Anna the one who has like formally banned Donald Trump?
Anna is the Donald Trump banner. The DTB.
Oh,
DTB, Donald Trump banner. Yeah, totally. She can decide.
Everyone loves Anna.
Apparently, right? Hey, you said it. Like, she decides everything. Not, I mean, of course, who you can ban, but like, I remember I was saying at the beginning, you can't even buy a ticket.
Yeah.
So you first have to get on her list, and she has to allow you to accept you, and then you could buy the $75,000 ticket. And then after all of that, she even decides what outfit you're allowed to wear. Like what designer and what outfit. So you have to show her who you're working with. Yes.
But like if you think about it.
Or you can't even wear the outfit.
In this like space.
Yes.
That it's actually just live art.
That's what you're arguing.
I would say it's performance art. You have all of these people who are coming in curated outfits created by designers to make a statement that is living art.
Yeah. Have you been down to the, what is it, the Laguna Beach?
Playhouse?
Yeah, the festival they have down there. Festival of the Arts?
Yeah. With the paintings that
I mean, I could.
That's called performance art. Yeah.
Yeah, I can get into that. I think
it's real raw what they do down there.
I think
we digress.
Sort of agreeing with you right now. So anyway, okay, yeah. So back on track. Sorry. So remember how I said I think at the beginning something like she's a dictator, or like she decides everything, right? Whatever. Because she's got a lot of rules.
We call executive leadership, but okay, yes.
Okay, fine. That's such a sort of sophisticated word for it. Much better. Nobody under 18 can be invited. Doesn't matter, famous or not, whatever. I mean, I get it. Okay, adults only. No pictures. How do you like that? No pictures. None. Zilch. No selfies. No social media.
Keep it exclusive, man.
Yes. No posts at all.
Well, that's why Vogue gets so much money, because they get to cover the whole event.
Bingo.
They're exclusive.
Okay, well, I think she's kind of genius the way she has put a like juggernaut around this whole thing. And all of these celebrities.
And that started with Anna.
All those new rules started with Anna. But there's not a lot of places in the world that you could go where celebrities don't believe that they're better than, where they can do whatever. And somehow she has a stranglehold.
She reined it in.
Yes. I give this woman a lot of credit. She's kind of a badass.
I'm assuming Anna gets paid for this.
Anna doesn't get paid anything.
She volunteers for it.
What do you call that? Pro bono, baby.
Really?
3. Done and done. Right? I mean, Vogue, we talked about, makes a disgusting
so maybe
amount
it's
of money.
in her salary.
Right. I'm just telling you, not a penny from anything from this event goes to her. It is a absolute labor of love. I looked it up. She has raised, do you want to guess how much money she's raised over the course of like her tenure in 30 years for the Costume Institute? Like how much?
I'm going to go real high. I'm going to go 900 million.
No, 900 million. 900 million is way too high.
Well, you said they needed 30 million a year. So I just
no, but like that's like 2026 money.
Okay,
so like, but if you go back 30
true,
years,
what,
1995? How much do you think it was? It was probably 3 million. It wasn't 30 million.
Okay, fair.
So like,
So average it out.
$200 million.
Oh, wow.
$200 million. And she does it for free. So, I mean, I understand she gets a salary and everything, but she doesn't have to do this job. Nobody's telling her she has to do this job. She could outsource it to anybody she wants to.
That's crazy.
And she doesn't.
You know what's crazier?
What?
It started with a $50 meal ticket,
which was expensive for the time.
Correct. But now it's $75,000.
Yes.
And they raised $30 million a night.
So
let's say they had
$30 million for the Met Gala, $30 million for Vogue every year, like clockwork. It's unbelievable. I don't care what your opinion is on Anna. I think just total powerhouse. We need more women powerhouses.
Fair. Is she the one who came up with the is fashion art theme? I mean, obviously.
Right? Let's go. I mean, I'm sure she has a group of people helping her, but yes, absolutely. Yeah. Right?
So how was the dinner themed to fashion as art?
Okay, yeah. So this guy, I guess the curator of the museum, Andrew Bolton, he's been at the Met forever. I guess he collaborated with Anna and all her folks. And basically he went through the entire Met collection of artwork, of like art and sculptures, all that kind of like 5,000 years worth of painting and art and all this stuff. And he took 200 of his favorites and he matched them side by side with the Costume Institute's best 200 outfits that would match the 200 sculptures or paintings that he fixed. So like a famous Greek statue next to like a long white nightgown, or like a Claude Monet painting, because you know how he does all that stuff, next to like a flowery green dress, like water lilies, you remember, like something like that. Right. So
super cool.
So they like everything that goes together, which I thought was wild. That's probably one of the only ways I could possibly see fashion as art, because like I'm not into it. I get the historical context of the whole thing. I would love to go see like a Civil War outfit or an American Revolutionary outfit. Like I get it, but like it's hard.
But again,
for me to,
that's bringing
do the
art
thing.
to life, though, right? Like you're taking art.
I know.
With the costuming of that time period.
I think you should go to the Met Gala. You are so into that. I think you should just go.
Like
I think this is it. Did you see any of the outfits this year? Did you watch? You didn't see any of this?
I didn't watch it. I mean, I'm not a Met person.
Okay, but like you have to appreciate even because they all dress up, right? So they wanted to match the theme. So it was absolutely incredible the way some people were wearing like the wearable sculpture dress. Have you? I mean, I think you see.
Yes,
right. It's
very very designed.
Yes, they're so creative. So whatever. I mean, I wasn't like super into it. Don't get me wrong. I did watch, but it gave me a perspective I wouldn't otherwise have, because I was always looking at it thinking designers are always just trying to like, be, what is the word? So out there, like so crazy, like with their ideas. Like, it's like, whatever. But when you recognize they're trying to theme it and like make it all make sense,
right?
Then I can appreciate it. And
usually it just seems like it was kind of more of like they use it for political statements or for all the things. And so like it really made my validity kind of go down and like wanting to be a part of.
Thank God we did it. We're back. We're back, baby.
To watch or be a part of like this social experiment called the Met, right? Because it's like, it's exhausting.
Can you imagine like even just the dinner? Sorry to interrupt you, but like since we're on the flow with the words of the week, just the dinner itself. Like I imagine the plate that we have for dinner, but then like all the accoutrements that would be around. Can you imagine? Like that would be so good. I think we did it. We just fixed everything. Okay, great. What were you saying?
No, I think it's when you add in the different layers on what they are trying to accomplish. Yeah. With the theming, with all the attention to detail. It's a deeper layer than just, it's a show for celebrities. So we feed.
I'm with you completely, because it's one of those moments, Amanda, where I did the thing again where it was like, I don't really want to learn about this. And then once I started learning about it, I'm like, okay, this is actually cooler than I thought. So I've had one of my moments again of sort of sophisticated, don't be a douche.
Be interested in something that's outside
of my wheelhouse. Yeah. Right. Do you know who was in charge of it all? Who was co-chairing?
Oh, I didn't know there was a co-chair.
Oh, dude, they have a whole committee.
Oh, I mean, that makes sense that they have a committee. Someone famous?
Someone totally famous. Beyonce.
Oh, really?
Let's go. Yeah, she hadn't been there in like 10 years.
Oh.
Yeah, so like last time she was there, like 2016, 2026, she came back. Yes. So Anna decide Beyonce gets to come. And not that, I mean, Beyonce wasn't banned or anything, but like Anna picks the co-chairs.
Oh, okay.
So she picked Beyonce this year. It's kind of like a big deal, right? It's like when they do the hosting of the Oscars, right? Whenever
it's
like a big deal.
Does she stand there at the base of the floor and say hi to everybody?
And make sure she has the best designer. She greets everybody. She's right. Her co-chairs this year were Nicole Kidman, who is like a staple there, and Venus Williams. I didn't know this.
Interesting.
So, yes, right. So Nicole Kidman, I guess, has gone forever. Super famous there. And Venus Williams has gone quite a bit. Like when I was looking up like why'd they pick these people and everything, I think Anna trusts them because they're been there so frequently. And then they have this whole separate thing called a host committee that helps the co-chairs. So that's a bigger group of people, and they're like rookies for Anna. So she already has like her top tier celebs that she wants to do it, and she's like bringing in new celebs to see if they can manage this. So she has always a funnel to work with. So this year it was Sabrina Carpenter, super famous now, Zoe Kravitz, Doja Cat, like a bunch of other more newer celebrities that if they sort of make the cut, they'll keep coming back and keep helping her sort of build on this thing. Does that make sense?
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, well, and like, I guess as you're talking about it, I totally got the thought of, well, no, she would like have Nicole Kidman and Venus Williams, because Venus can call all of the sports people, and then Nicole would be like picking up the phone and calling Jennifer Gardner or something. And be like, aren't you going to go? Aren't you going to go?
She still gets to decide.
Yeah, but I feel like
I get yes. You're using networking.
It's the person who calls,
yes.
and you can't say no to Nicole Kidman.
I understand.
I might say no to Anna.
Whoa. I would never say no to Anna.
Well, sure.
I love Anna. Okay, so going back to this whole like fashion is art and how I said they decided. I mean, if I didn't already explain it enough, they went hard at basically demanding that fashion is considered art. So much so that, remember when I said it went from outside the Met to inside the basement to up in a wing? For the first time ever, they finally opened this year a permanent gallery right off the Great Hall. Like when you walk into the Met, it's not just a wing anymore. Now it's right there in the front, right off the Great Hall, Costume Institute. Permanent space, front and center. They won. Debate over.
Yep.
Fashion is officially considered art. The Met said so.
Love it. I mean, I agree. So here we are.
I learned a bunch of shit about this. I never knew. I never thought I would want to know, but here we are, and now I'm a fan of all these awesome women.
Well, from all of the learning that you did, give me some fun facts.
Oh, I got fun facts. I'm sure
you do. For as
I
much
got
as you
fun
read.
facts galore on the Met. I don't even. I'm gonna have to trim this list down because I got too many of these.
Oh.
I don't want to go. Yeah, I don't want to.
Oh, I don't want you to trim it.
I gotta trim it because I have like 15.
Okay,
I'm gonna go. I'll do 5. I'll pick the top 5. Okay, here we go. Fun facts. So number 1, we said like in 1948 a ticket was $50, which then adjusted for inflation is like $680 in today's dollars, which we thought was a lot of money.
Right.
Right. So then what the hell are they doing? They're charging $75,000 a ticket, which means they're charging 110 times more than inflation would like even justify. So like good on them for figuring all this shit out. And like I said, making it free for all these people. But like, holy shit, can you imagine if they did that to other people at other places? We'd be dead. Couldn't keep up.
They want a certain clientele, man.
I only want to get charged $680. Okay. Number 2, want to guess the most visited or viewed exposition ever through the Costume Institute? Not like at the Met, like through the, like which themed event was the most visited?
Oh, I don't know.
It wasn't the Russian one.
Do they keep all of the themed outfits that they pull for the event out for the whole year?
That is a good question. I do not know that.
Oh, okay.
No. And also I was thinking while I was doing my research, I'm sure they borrow outfits too. And then like they get them on loan like other museums do and then have to give them back, right? So for instance, okay. And in this case, spoiler, here we are. It was something called Heavenly Bodies.
Oh, I remember
the
that
most
one.
viewed.
Yeah.
Fashion of the Catholic Church. It premiered in 2018. 1.6 million people visited, more than any exhibition ever in the history of the Costume Institute by far.
That's what's so controversial, I feel like.
The reason I remember it is because Rihanna dressed up as the Pope. I totally remember. I'm like, what the hell is she doing? I didn't understand what the Met Gala was or anything. That was like, whatever, 8 years ago.
Everyone was very much ruffled feathers.
Yes, very confused by it. But anyway, to my point of they probably borrowed a lot of that stuff because that belongs to the Vatican, right? So I'm not quite sure how it stays on display or what. I'm assuming just like any other museum, the stuff is circulated. It would have to be. Okay, number 3. Remember how I said they did the exhibition on Russia?
Yes.
Okay, I guess when they did it in 1976, Diana Vreeland, back at the time, wanted to use the old Russian czar's actual clothes, like the real Russian czar's clothes. But of course, the Russian government at the time said, pound sand because the Cold War, right? So she calls Jackie Onassis. Yeah, like Jackie Kennedy.
Yeah.
Like, right, so because she's super famous for, JFK had already died, but she was super, super still in that circle.
She was a fashion icon.
Yeah, right. So they fly over there together, meet the Soviet Ministry of Culture. I didn't even know that was a thing. And somehow Jackie Onassis convinced everyone to give them what they wanted. And Diana pumped the amber and vanilla smells in the whole thing. And the place smelled like a czar's castle and they won.
Wow.
Jackie Onassis. Who would have?
That's impressive.
It's crazy. Okay. Number 4. Because so many of the Met Gala dresses are so big and so weird. Trains like 50 feet long, costumes made out of meat. Oh my God, you remember? Okay. Apparently going to the bathroom, my fascination with going to the bathroom. Going to the bathroom is a impossible task. So I looked it up because that's what you pay me for, people, to look up all these cool facts. Apparently there are teams of bathroom attendants specifically stationed to help the ladies manage their dresses for them when they go potty so their dresses don't get ruined. They physically remove the parts of the dress that they need to so they can sit down and then put it back on them. And then the designers, of course, have to manufacture the dress in a certain way so they can think about this. I think that is the most wild thing ever. Why am I so fascinated with that?
I don't know.
I think it's cool.
To me, it just seems like a necessity, but okay.
I don't know, but I think it's wild that
because you pee standing up.
You have to think about all that stuff. And finally, apparently, there is an unwritten rule at Vogue that you're not allowed to get on an elevator with Anna Wintour. Not happening. So like if you're waiting for an elevator and the door's open and she's in there, you have to wait for the next one. So I guess a famous designer named Rebecca Minkoff,
yes,
I'm sure everybody knows her, I don't know her, right, accidentally got on one with her and didn't know about the rule. And she thinks that's the reason why she's never, ever been invited to a Met Gala before like everyone else has. Go figure.
Why can't you get on an elevator with her? She just made this rule.
Speculate. This is all speculation.
Many questions. I have so many questions.
You would think that she would be a designer that would be allowed to go. So
right.
I don't know. There you go. Fun facts out. That's all I got. Yeah.
Well, you did a fabulous job.
Well, thank you very much.
I don't even know if I have any more questions from when we started the episode till now because I think you answered them all. But if people want to go deeper, what should they do?
Well, if they want to go deeper, first, they just have to DM us on Instagram if they want the fun facts or the show summary. We will deliver it to your inbox. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Okay, so here's what you got to do if you want to go deeper. First, watch the documentary called Diana Vreeland. The Eye Has to Travel. It's on Netflix. I totally watched this. Made by her granddaughter-in-law, of all people. So, like, this is inside scoop
it's like
shit.
A personal
story. This is whole life of Diana Vreeland, not just fashion. Amazing lady, totally worth it. Watch it. It was one of those ones where I was like, I can't believe I'm going to sit down and do this in the name of research. And I did it, and I'm a better person for it. So that's number 1. 2, another documentary, The First Monday in May.
Oh,
right?
Conveniently named.
Right. This one's about Anna Wintour and the whole putting together of the exhibition for China in 2016, when that was the theme in 2016. Okay. It's literally like watching somebody do a Broadway production. Like that's how much work goes into getting this thing.
I believe it.
It's incredible. It's on YouTube somewhere. Please watch it. Totally worth it if you want to learn more. And then finally, if you're up for it, just do it. Amanda did. Go to the Met. But instead of taking a picture outside, go inside and check out the Costume Institute. 33,000 garments going all the way back to, Amanda, do you know the 1400s?
Crazy.
The 1400s. We're talking 600 years now for free. For free, you can get it. Well, $30, right? You can get it. Like, holy shit. I'm going. I'm flying to New York. I'm going. Taking Ruth. Let's go, Ruth. Okay. If you don't want to do any of that, then just remember these details to seem sort of sophisticated. Here we go. The Met Gala started with a theater lady named Irene Lewison, who ran a community playhouse for immigrant kids on the Lower East Side, started collecting costumes for productions, and one day decided fashion deserved its own museum. She opened the Museum of Costume Art in 1937. She died in 1944 and never saw what it became. I think I got to stop for a second. Like, how cool is that this woman has no idea that one idea she had turned into this? Mm-hmm. It goes to show you like how powerful we could be. We don't even know.
Well, and maybe it's like inspirational for people just to try. And
I know.
If you're passionate about something, start it.
I love it. Number 2, 3 women then built out the Met Gala into what it is today. First, Eleanor Lambert, a nobody from Indiana who invented American fashion PR, started the whole thing as a fundraising dinner in 1948 at $50 a ticket. Second, Diana Vreeland transformed it in the 70s, moved it into the museum, matched the party to the exhibition, and started inviting all the A-list celebrity guests, not just rich fashion people. And last, of course, Anna Wintour took over in 1995 and turned it into a $30 million a night gala that generates more media attention than the Super Bowl, and she runs it completely for free, makes no money.
I mean, asterisks for free.
Whatever, fine. Number 3, the 2026 theme was Fashion is Art. It's the conclusion of an 80-year institutional argument. The exhibition put 200 garments side by side with 200 works of art spanning 5,000 years and said, look, people, it is the same damn thing. Stop arguing. And for the first time in history, the Met opened a permanent, dedicated gallery for the Costume Institute right off the Great Hall. And finally, the most visited Costume Institute exhibition in history was not about a famous designer. It was Fashion and the Catholic Church in 2018. 1.6 million people, Rihanna dressed as a pope, proves the Catholic Church may be the most forward-thinking fashionistas on the planet. Who knew? Dun, dun, dun.
Well, there you have it, dear listeners. We started today with a woman running a community theater group for immigrant kids on the Lower East Side and somehow ended up at Beyonce and a bathroom attendant holding a 50-foot-long dress train so somebody can go pee. So if we did our job today, you're walking away a little more sophisticated and maybe a little more curious the next time you see someone show up somewhere in something completely insane and then they call it fashion. Because now you know they're not just wearing a dress. They're part of an 80-year argument that started in a basement and finally got a room at the front door of the greatest museum in America. So as always, if you like this episode, hit subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with that one friend who watches the Met Gala red carpet every year but has no idea why any of it actually matters. Because now, finally, they can have some context. So until next time, stay curious, stay a little sophisticated, and remember, every party in history started with someone who just refused to accept that the thing they love didn't belong at the table.